Welcome back to the Beach Share Chats. Here, it's a beautiful June day. It finally feels like summer in New England for once. It's sunny, it's nice, it's beautiful, and it doesn't feel like it's winter still. I can put away the coats, and I'm lucky to have a great guest today. It's Cal. How are you doing today, Cal?
Hi, good thanks. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. It's like I said, it's June. It finally feels like I'm not gonna say summer yet,
I like
but
spring. Spring's good.
spring's good.
Yeah.
And so talk a little bit about you. I got your bio, but first I like the pictures. Since this is a beach chair, you
Sure.
sent me some beautiful photos. And I know
Yeah.
you're a big, photographer and you love taking pictures of nature and just being outside. Tell me a little bit about those photos. I know there's one with the plane, okay? And I like the one
Yeah.
with the waves. I have some similar, I like that shot at angle, which is I'll give you credit for. That's a great shot. So tell me a little about those photos you took.
Nice. All of them, aside from the plane, are taken probably on East Beach and Watch Hill
Love East
um,
Beach.
at sunrise. So Taylor Swift's beach, as it's now known.
Is it been officially called that now?
No, just like by locals, for sure.
I know. I like Napa Tree though. I'm a Napa Tree fan on the other
Napa
side.
Tree's my sunset beach.
Yes.
East Beach is my sunrise beach.
Okay.
So yeah, so I get up early. I share the beach with the fishermen and the dog walkers and the enthusiastic runners. Uh,
Yes. I don't get I see the running on the beach thing as I've gotten back into it. I mean, my back is dead. Just the idea
yeah,
of uneven surface and sand. It's like I'm already in pain as it is. And then to add the technical aspect of being in the
you,
sand, just
yeah. So you have to plan it for low tide, and you have to
okay.
do a beach where there's not a steep. So East Beach not is not a good even at low tide to run, but
Mm-hmm.
Napa Tree gets pretty flat at low tide, so you
Mm-hmm.
can.
Yeah, well, Napa Tree is beautiful. It is one of my favorites. I love the dune when you go over. Lots
Yeah.
of photos of that. I'm sure you do too as well.
Oh yeah. A
Of
ridiculous amount of photos of
Yes,
the
that's
dune.
not of Taylor's house. I can see Taylor's house. I sound like Sarah Palin said. I can see Russia from my house. I can see Taylor's house from mine if I sit there and zoom in.
Oh
And,
really?
s-
Oh,
and
from
s-
your house. Wow.
well, not from my house, but from the little beach where I live in the Noank area. It's kind of like, hey, cool. I can see your home way over there,
Yeah.
and the fortress that's called all the stone walls that kind of took away half the beach.
Yeah, for sure. So the plane picture is a pretty cool picture.
Hmm.
It's not a sunrise picture. I was lucky enough last year to go on a work trip with the Connecticut Audubon Society.
Nice,
And we got to take a seaplane to Dry Tortuga National Park
very
to one
cool,
of Key West. So
very
it was
cool.
epic. Yeah, probably one of the best days of my life, honestly. It was incredible.
Did you have any? Is that the first time you've been in a plane like that, or is that? I would have been a little nervous.
Yeah, no, I had never been on a float plane. I made the mistake of asking how old the plane was.
I never do that. Yeah,
Yeah, I don't recommend doing that. Just assume that it's in good working order and that's all you need to know.
that's all I need to know. As long as it gets up and lands, you're good to
Right.
go.
Absolutely. But yeah, I know I had never done it and you have to wear little headphones so you can hear the
Hmm.
pilot talking and there's no air conditioning and well the air conditioning is you can open a little hole in the window. You
Yeah,
can
just like let a stream of air come. You put your face right in front of it just to cool
yeah,
off. Yeah,
yeah, exactly. So the fun thing was I was with a bunch of birders. And a birder I am not. I do love birds for all the birders out there.
hey,
They're
birds
great.
are great.
Uh,
You're not an active birder. Just that you appreciate birds.
yes, absolutely. And birders are birders.
We are.
That's all they want to do is bird all the
Well,
time.
not quite there yet. I like birds. I have the app, the
Yeah.
Merlin or ornithology bird app,
hmm
which is fun, but I'm not quite. I'm going out to look for the birds.
Yeah.
You
I mean,
know,
sun up to sundown. We did like 8 in the morning till 8:30 at night with, even
yeah,
when they're having lunch, they're just always birding. But
always birds.
um,
I
yeah,
think I
so
have a new name for this podcast. Always birding. Uh,
always birding. So yeah, so I was the odd man out there that I wasn't the official birder.
are you the official? I don't like birds at 4 o'clock in the morning when they decide to wake you up. No.
I am that official person. Yes, I
Like
also
just
have
like
some.
just shut up out there. Would you just be quiet every day, consistently? Like the first one starts and they all get chorus outside.
And they just join in like it's a concert or something. Yeah, I have
It's like
some
the
owls too that like
owls.
to hoot.
And I mean owls.
Yeah, yeah,
But
they're kind of annoying.
so talk a little bit about you,
Yeah,
right? So you said your life is good
life's good.
and you've had quite the story, growing up. I had to, I'll be honest. I had to look up what latchkey meant before this.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
I did
so
not know.
are you millennial and not a Gen
I'm
X?
Gen X. It's right on the
Yeah.
cusp in 79 for a few months. Okay.
Okay.
So I
That's
will hold
okay.
on to the Gen X title.
Okay.
Um, so latchkey, you grew up in the military, right? And parents were military and it's kind of all over and talk a little about that
Um,
story.
yeah, so I mean, my dad was in the Air Force until I was two. I was born
Mm-hmm.
in New Jersey when he was stationed there.
Mm-hmm.
And so we came back to the area when I was two. So I don't really remember New Jersey, except
Mm-hmm.
for like the stories that I think are memories, but are just the family stories
Of
around the table.
course.
Um, yeah, so we moved back here. And I just, I grew up in the Norwich area, which is where my mom was born and raised. And,
Mm-hmm.
my kids were the third generation to go to the same high school, which is interesting. But yeah, so my parents got divorced when I was five or six, I
Okay.
think. Um, and my dad moved to Westerly. So as a single mom, my mom had a lot of support from my
Mm-hmm.
grandparents, my family, but after school, you know, for quite a while we had babysitters,
Yeah.
which is probably their own stories,
Mm-hmm.
for sure. But then, I don't know, probably when I was third grade, so my
Mm-hmm.
brother would have been 2 years older. She decided that we could get our own key
Okay.
and go get off the bus and
Do
let
your thing.
ourselves in, and which is great if you remember your key as a
Yes.
kid. However, you don't always remember your key. So we got pretty creative.
Mm-hmm.
Piece of mail, we could open the door,
Okay.
we could jimmy the lock with a piece of mail, which was
Yeah.
disturbing but handy.
Hey, you learn these practical skills in life. If you ever get trapped, you go like, hey, I can pick the lock.
You get to pick
Okay.
a lock.
Life
Yeah,
skills, survival, right? If you have
for
to do
sure.
those things, you can be like MacGyver and figure this thing out, right?
Yeah, credit cards work really good.
Yeah.
A nice sturdy piece of mail is a good thing.
If
And
anybody listens, if anything, how to break in a B&E, a break and entering.
I mean, listen,
Right.
these were locks from the 80s, so I'm
I
sure
know.
it's much more difficult these
I'd
days.
say there's probably like ring cameras and stuff, like you're trying to fiddle with a piece of mail. Like
Oh gosh,
that's a
yeah.
great video to watch. It's like, here's me trying to pick my lock with my credit card bill. Um,
That'd be a great kind of movie to make, just ring cameras from the 80s, like
yeah.
what it would look like if latchkey kids were trying to get in a house.
Well, use technology nowadays. You could probably figure out what it kind of like super, impose that idea of, sneak it into the house in midnight or whatever it would be, or, past curfew if that ever happened. I'm
Yeah.
sure it never did. Gen Xers, we're a unique group of people.
Yeah,
Life's
yeah,
different now.
for sure.
There's,
I have to say, I mean, I was a good kid. I wasn't sneaking
you
in
weren't
high
sneaking
school.
out and causing problems. Okay.
No, no.
I was the youngest of three. So I
Okay.
always say this story of my parents. My brother was the first. He's the independent workhorse because I grew up on a farm, right? So he was like born into labor. Like, hey, you're born. Can you drive a tractor at
Yeah,
5? Okay. Um, get to
sure.
work. My sister, she got the brunt of it all, right? Because she was
Oh,
the only daughter and she was in the middle. So she grew up in the generation of wanting to be on the farm, but having
mhm.
my father say, no, stay inside, kind of that culture. It's
Okay.
changed now because she wants to be on the farm now. It's funny,
Yeah.
but she was also the rebellious one. I mean, not rebellious, but she dated the bad boy. She did these things.
He was kind of the
She'd be
typical
out.
middle child.
Yeah, and so my mother, she's like a bloodhound, right? And she's like, she would just wait for her to get home, and she'd smell her breath. Like, where have you been? I'm like, this is
Oh,
fun. I'm the youngest watching all of it. And by the time I got to high school and I was old enough, they're so tired that I would just make a phone call like, "Hey, I'm gonna be home late." Okay, great. And I come home like 4 a.m. I was never doing anything stupid. I was never crazy in high school, but
yeah.
I'd hang at my friend's house and drive home at 4 o'clock in the morning and just walk in there all passed out asleep. I'm like, "Thank you, brother and sister, for wearing them out. Appreciate that."
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. I can assure you
They're like, "We're done."
they were tired. They're like, he's
Hmm.
gonna come home. It's fine.
And now my sister's all straight laced and like, "What happened? You were like, okay, so you went the wrong direction, but hey, it's what parents do. But you're also a parent as well.
Yeah, yeah. They're old now. They're
They're,
adults.
they're adults. I know."
26 and 23, which is wild.
It is wild. My son's gonna be 21 in August. It is weird to think,
Mhm.
like, Jesus, you were like a minute ago, you're like a baby and stuff, and now you're like Yeah, it's crazy. Get
Yeah,
older.
just that, that part of your life is done. Like it's already
Hmm.
done. I mean, it's not totally done because they still live with me.
Oh,
So, but it's transitioned into more of like, dirty roommates that don't pay rent kind of
yes.
thing.
Well, that's
Um,
nice. You don't charge them rent. I mean, come on. Just like, I'm kidding. I'm
you
kidding.
know,
You might have to.
I generational wealth is a thing that I would love to try and
Hmm.
pass on to my children.
True.
And you know, wealthy people don't charge their children rent.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to give them a leg up so that they can save enough to have some savings and
Smart.
be in a better position than I was and to have a down payment for a home.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's hard being a parent. You're a single parent too. You were, and now you're a single parent. What's that been like just for you to be doing this on your own?
Yeah, I mean, they were older when I got divorced,
Hmm.
but they've been with me consistently since. And I don't know if this is typically what happens, but I feel like their father has taken on the friend role,
Oh, the buddy,
the
the
buddy.
impervious buddy.
He's
Yeah,
the
it's a
fun.
treacherous place to be.
He's the fun buddy.
Yeah. But no
And
accountability guy, right? Like, hey, fine, but did you hold him accountable for the stupidity that he just did?
yeah,
Oh, but I was part of that. Yeah.
yeah. So, I mean, we have fun, we have a great relationship, but I just let them know I'm always going to be your parent because
Hmm.
you need a parent.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's
Yeah.
interesting.
It's interesting. Well, I have that same, with my son, his mom and I obviously, and he's living with me now.
Yep.
And so it's just like you try to form bonds as the dad and stuff, but you have to remind yourself like you're not the buddy, right?
Yeah.
He's no bro, no just let's play video games and hang out. It's like we have responsibilities to do stuff and grow up, right? Because he started to go to school here with me,
Mhm.
and which is hard to do when you bring your own child to the same place you work. Do not recommend.
Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. My kids they said absolutely not. Like,
Yeah.
even if it was free, they were not going to
Hmm.
work.
Yeah. No, it's because it's like he's here and like I do my due diligence to stay completely out of it, right? Because I want him to do his thing. I don't check his grades. I did that in the first semester. I made the mistake of doing it. It's like, why'd you do that? Now I'm like, whatever happens, happens, right? And it's tough, right? It's trying to get him. And when you're an educated person too, you find like, oh, come on, what's the hard with this? And you just have to let
Mhm.
them find their own way. Parenting is not an easy thing to do, but
Not for the
but you
faint
do
of
your
heart.
yeah. It's a lot, right? But you do it, and you did a great, and it sounds like you've done a great job. Would you say you've done it? You pat yourself. You just a chance to pat yourself on the back right now.
Yeah, no, I don't feel like I should do that. I don't want to jinx
No.
anything, first of all.
Damn it! It's jinx it.
Still,
You mark the date June 3rd. Like just jinxed it, and everything's gonna go
still,
hell.
there's still pretty early in their adulthood lives to say I did a great job.
Hmm.
It's interesting because coming from a family where I had step siblings and half siblings and
Hmm.
a lot of the same experiences as, other children in the same homes or the same different homes,
Hmm.
and how different we all were
Hmm.
and what different life paths we took. I'm not really sure, you know, how much of it is the parenting.
Hmm.
Um, you know, but I tried, I think they're good kids. I think they're good humans.
Yeah, and
I-
that's all you can do is teach them to be good humans. Is all that matters. Everything happens and falls in line the way it does. As long as you set the foundation
Yeah.
early and they get it, they're gonna go on and do that. Will they mess up? Sure. Will they figure it out? Of course.
Yeah. Well, I've always tried to stress to them that it's okay to mess up. Like, you're gonna mess
Mm-hmm.
up, and that's where you're gonna learn your big lessons.
Mm-hmm.
And it's how you handle that mistake, and
Yes.
what you learn from it that's an important part. So,
Well, you
uh,
also mentioned quickly you're a bicentennial baby. So
yeah,
did,
bizarre. Also bizarre. Like,
did you just did it just when did it happen? Like to become bicent is you church the big 50, right? That's what bicentennial is like.
I I will have not yet.
You have not, yes, you're also holding firmly
Um,
onto 49.
I am firmly holding on to it until the last day.
Okay.
When I was little, my stepmother used to always round up. And like even
Mm.
at like if you were 10 and a half, she'd say you're 11. And I'd be
Like,
like, I'm
yeah.
still 10 and a half.
It's like I'm still 49, damn it.
Still 49. Um, yeah, bicentennial baby, which, is sort of an odd claim to fame.
Hmm.
Um, But it's always been kind of neat to think that the entire year that, I was born and the other people, there was parties all year.
Yeah.
Uh, and I've sort of looked forward to this 250th anniversary
Hmm.
for the same reason. And I'm a little perturbed that I'm not feeling the same celebratory
No,
feelings that I
unfortunately, yeah,
expected to.
it kind of ruins it. Yeah.
Yeah, a little damper on that parade, but
Hmm.
um, yeah, I mean, the number I will say is odd.
Hmm.
It's probably the oddest. 30 was big for me. I was not thrilled about, I thought 30 was so ridiculously old.
Yes.
Um, 40 was a little bit better than 30. It sounded weird, but 50 sounds foreign. 50
Hmm.
just it's an
Yeah.
interesting number. It's the number you read in a book where,
Yeah.
oh, this older woman, this, yada yada, and she was 50. And I'm reading it thinking, oh, she's
Yeah.
really old. And then I remember that I'm almost 50.
Yeah.
So,
I'm not far behind you, but I'm teetering the other half of the 40s, the back
mhm.
nine. I mean, is it? Can you say the back nine of the 40s? I'm
Sure,
gonna use it
of course.
because yeah, I'll be closer. I'm not quite there yet. I'll be holding on to that. And it's always the fun thing too as we is aging process goes. And I know
Mhm.
it's definitely different for men and women, the aging
Sure.
process. And men need to learn to sometimes shut up sometimes when it comes like I'm getting older, but we're like
Yeah.
it's I've had other guests on too. We talked about the societal expectations for women to always have to stay young, right?
Mhm.
And men can just like we
Yeah,
can go
salt, pepper,
gray. Right?
sexy.
Yeah, or
Bald
salt
is
and salt.
great. Bald's beautiful.
Bald is beautiful.
Mhm.
I thank God for there's no camera behind me because it's. I always tell my son if I had a like tattoo anywhere, I would tattoo his name on the thinning spot. Like, what
Hilarious.
was there? That was my hair.
That was my hair before
No, that's
you.
your
That was my
name.
hair.
But
My
yeah,
uh
yeah.
my best friend in actually growing up, kindergarten, she's still my best friend. We call each other our longest relationship. Her dad had a bald spot in the back of his head and he called it his solar panel sex drive.
That's.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're
Well,
outside, I guess indoors is kind of not working.
TMI, but
You know,
there you go.
I'd have been like, how does that work indoors? There's no sun. You got to charge yourself up and spend all day waiting, or
Yeah, right. He's got
it's
a power bank.
somewhere in there, like a little battery pack in the back.
Yeah,
We're good, but
exactly.
yeah, but it's true though. As we turn 50, or we creep up to those numbers, and it's like there's always do you ever feel like that expectation or societal pressure sometimes to always have to maintain youth?
Yeah, and it's interesting because I had one grandmother that dyed her hair
Hmm.
religiously, and it was embarrassingly old before I realized that she dyed her hair.
Yeah.
Wow, she still got her hair color. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
And then another grandmother that was from the time I don't remember her without white hair.
Hmm.
She turned white really young, and I always thought that I would err more towards that grandmother, that I was, oh, I'm gonna embrace it and I'm gonna let
Hmm.
myself go white or gray or what have you. And I tell you what, I found out real quick when I found that first white hair that I was not that grandmother. I was gonna be the other grandmother. Yeah. So I mean, I don't really dye it yet, but I will be, I think.
It's ready for that. The hairdresser's ready. It's like,
Yeah, she's on call for sure.
Well, I would say the only time I ever dyed my hair was in college.
Okay.
And it was like there was a time because this Gen X in a little bit couple of years, not far, but there was a time where us guys decided to frost our tips, right?
Well, I
And
remember.
remember the frosted tips?
How could one forget?
We tried to pull the Ross haircut from Friends, right?
Yeah.
Everyone had the Jennifer Aniston bob thing. This dude tried to pull the
Spiky
whatever
with
the
the tip.
spiky thing I'm doing with my now, and tried to do that. I had thick hair at the time, so it worked. But then it's like, I want to dye my hair. I want to be like Eminem and Marshall Mathers and be that blonde haired, whatever the hell that was. It didn't turn out blonde. I think it turned out orange.
Yeah, sometimes that happens.
Yeah, this is phases, right? Did you ever have any phases like that? You said you were a good kid.
I was a good kid. I cut my hair in fifth grade.
Hmm.
I don't know if it was a phase, but and I did such a good job because I only did a little bit
Yeah.
that you couldn't really tell. And I thought, Look at me. I am a hairstylist. And so the next day I got real ambitious and went to town and I ended up with what I would call my George Washington phase. It
Okay.
just was not great. It was sort
Well,
of like a so my hair, this is interesting, was straight when I was little.
hmm
It wasn't until eighth grade that I realized was turning curly and I knew what to do with it. And so that fifth grade, it was in that in between stage where there was a lot of wave.
yeah.
And so it was just this wave around my whole face, one big sausage wave.
It's,
Um,
the things that influence us, right? And I always see like hairstyles online. Like I wish I could do that, but then like
yeah,
I don't have that head of hair to do that.
yeah.
And then I'm also cheap and I'm not gonna pay like some person lots of money to make it do that because the next day I'll
Mhm.
get out of bed and look in the mirror. It's like, what the hell did you do? And
Yeah,
it does not look that way, and I can't
can't replicate
recreate
it.
it. So
No, for
yeah,
sure.
cost cutters, you're winners today. And the cost
Oscar.
cutters are super. One of these
Super
$20
cuts.
things, is one
Yeah,
of them.
yeah,
But whatever in the neighborhood over here,
yeah.
in the good old the Rose City, as we call it.
Yeah, I was born into the right generation for my hair, like when my hair turned curly. Like,
Hmm.
so the 90s in high school, we had big hair. We used a lot of Aquanet
Oh
and
yeah, shout out to Aquanet.
big bangs. I did partake in
Oh
those.
yes.
I
Or
did
like
those.
this is like a whole nostalgia thing happening right now. Big Banes. Do you have like the Z Cavarici jeans? Did you type roll them or the eggs or no? Is that
Oh,
a
no, I vividly remember being in Gap
okay?
and the salesperson teaching my brother and I how to tight roll.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. The
So
bleach,
not,
the
I don't, we didn't
bleach.
have Zeef Cavaricis, but we did
Yeah.
tight roll. I don't know if where you wear those brown shoes. I forget what they're
Was it
called.
Doc Martens? No.
No, not Doc Martens. They had like yellow laces and you would
Okay.
like curl the
Okay.
end.
I
And
could have
we
sworn
had
it was
those.
Doc Martens, like the boot things. Man, everyone had Doc Martens, but the yellow
Yeah, two different
suede.
things for sure.
Yeah, this
But
is.
yeah, skids, Varney t-shirts, Big
Hmm.
Johnson,
Oh yeah.
all those things.
Do you would you as a mom now, right? And you look at what today's kids have.
Hmm.
It's definitely different.
Yeah.
How do you help your kids are older now. How do you
Hmm.
help them navigate this? We live in this online world, it's overconsumption. It's
Yeah.
just there's so much virtual and real things. How do you help battle that? Or did you have challenges with that with the upcoming of
Yeah.
technology?
I feel really grateful, incredibly grateful actually, that my kids were a little bit older. Like they missed cell phones didn't become a thing for kids until they were in middle school.
Mm-hmm.
So then they didn't get them right away.
Yeah.
So they didn't have that consumption society and social media that kids right now have. They just barely missed it. And I'm grateful that I didn't have it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get a cell phone until, oh gosh, this is embarrassing. 2012, maybe 13.
Mm-hmm.
So I was present for their childhood.
Yeah.
And I'm very grateful that I didn't have the distractions of social media and having a phone
Mm-hmm.
in my hand. So for them, it was, you know, a little different than when I grew up, but a lot more similar, I think, than parents have it today.
Yeah. I know I had some two moms on here on one of the episodes. I think I just released it. And they talked about they do their best, right? And
Yeah.
the societal pressures to the kids have phones, or granted, our kids are very young still, but there's that pressure that parents have. And if you're like the minority, if you don't cave and say, here's your phone, you can have an Instagram
Yeah.
account, go. And I understand there's it's hard sometimes, and then there's a level of monitoring that too. But it's
Mhm.
the pressures I think for today's kids and parents. I think when they're all working too, right?
Right.
Whether they're single parents or not, both parents are working because we live in such a wonderful economy.
Yeah.
Try not to go political on this, because that's
It's
I don't
hard.
have
It's
oh
hard
yeah,
these days.
it's
Um,
hard. Um,
I did hear though, this actually gave me a lot of hope. So I don't know if when you were little, you had like two phone lines in your house.
oh yeah, the hard line with the cord, yes.
Yeah, we had, once my brother and I started talking on the phone, we got our own line.
Hmm.
And like call waiting was a game changer,
Oh
right?
yeah. You had to press
Um,
a little button to get the call. Like, did you hang up
yeah,
on them or did you push it to
yeah,
get the new call? Yeah.
yeah, that whole learning curve. But I heard that Kids are asking for phone lines, hard lines.
Mm,
And parents are doing that as opposed to giving them cell phones, and that the kids really enjoy that deeper connection that
that's
they're
good.
getting. So that gave me a lot of hope.
And they'll say that until their brother or sister spies on their phone call and they're
Yeah.
talking to their girlfriend or boyfriend. Because I never did that to my sister. Never.
Never,
You see
ever.
the cord like draped around the door, you know they're on the phone. You pick up the other one's like, "What's
Yeah.
up? I
Yeah.
hear you
You
talking
get
to
very
Jake."
skilled at doing it, like
Oh
stealth
yeah.
mode.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
spying on the
Same.
siblings. That's what the younger ones do. That's what we do, is
Yeah.
cause havoc for the older siblings.
Yeah. Rite
Yeah,
of
but
passage.
it's a different world. But not to go down. But obviously, we live in challenging times.
Mhm.
And the world we live in, right? It's heavy and
It is.
scary and all sorts of things.
Mhm.
How do you, even as a mom, how do you help your kids, right? They're older, right? They know, they see what's happening
Yeah.
on the big scale things, right? Especially in military too, right? Are any of your kids in the military or no? Are they?
No,
No.
no, no. Their dad was when they
Hmm.
were, well, when my daughter was little, but he got out. So they no
Yeah.
military, but um it's interesting because I'll give this example. You'll see memes online about, a wife saying that she doesn't take advice from her mother-in-law because she sees what child she raised,
Hmm.
or the son. But as a parent, there's so many influences in a child's life, teachers,
Hmm.
friends, the other parent. I just try and be like a touchstone for them,
Hmm.
I think, and I'm not sure that they would agree with that.
Hmm.
They probably would say like a lead weight versus a touchstone.
Oh, yes.
But
They don't
um,
appreciate it yet.
yeah, hopefully they will someday. But I always try to keep the lines of communication open and to be really honest and frank with them about everything from
Hmm.
sex to
Hmm.
politics, and that they could have their own opinions.
Hmm.
Um, so just to let them know if they want to talk, that I'm there,
Yeah.
give
That's all
them
you can do.
information.
I mean,
Yeah.
you have to be open with your kids because when they're developing and they have questions, even though they're in their 20s, they still
Mhm.
probably have questions. I remember a time my son, I busted him. Um, he was looking at porn. Okay, he's a teenager. It's this
Yeah.
is a hormonal boy, and
Yeah.
his
I
mom and
mean,
I
they
had
have
different
access to
approaches.
it.
Yeah, his mom and I had different approaches. I'm not trashing on her, but she shamed him heavily.
Okay.
And and threw the good book at him. It's like you need to read the Bible cover to cover, and he thought he was a bad Christian.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
like, you're not a bad Christian. You're just a human being who
Yeah.
are curious. So my
Mhm.
approach was, let's talk about it.
Yeah.
What are you thinking? What are you thinking about? My concern was more about him talking online with strangers. I go, that's the problem.
That's the
That's the
problem.
scary part. The other part,
Hmm.
that's normal. Okay. And it's not shaming you. It's like, why aren't you upset? I go, I'm not upset. I go, just be careful. Let's talk about what you're
Hmm.
curious about, why this is important, what are you feeling,
Yeah.
what are you thinking versus
Yeah.
shame, right?
Hmm.
And it's it's a slippery slope. I remember one time I was driving and he was talking to me about like just the most random stuff, like, hey, let's talk about the Patriots, let's talk about baseball, let's talk about and abortion. What the
Yeah.
hell? That's you
Yeah.
don't lead with that, okay? And then come out,
Yeah.
but you have to listen to him, right? And
Yeah. And
that's
that was his segue. Like
mhm.
he couldn't just bring up abortion. He
Yeah,
had to
video
like slip it
games,
into the conversation.
Patriots, and then abortion. It's like
Obvious correlation there.
I like, let's talk about premarital sex before we talk about abortion because you don't have to have one of those if you're
Hmm.
smart. And so, you know,
Yeah.
he goes, I
Yeah.
won't talk about that. I still remember having the talk with him. Thank God he doesn't listen to this. He'd probably kill me.
He would definitely kill you.
I remember I was on the beach, speaking of beach share chats, and I think it was in the vineyard, and I was out in the ocean. And it's like, so let's have a talk about this. So you can't go anywhere because we're in the middle of the water. And
Yeah.
there's people around. He goes, you'd embarrass me because they don't care. There's no one cares.
Everybody's having sex.
Yes. So let's just have a conversation about it. Then he got too open. It's like, why'd you tell me? I don't know hear the details. All right.
Yes. This is the problem that
Mm-hmm.
I've encountered. I mean, do almost not daily, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I was always really open,
Mm-hmm.
and they just are real open back. And
Yeah.
we've had to have conversations that like, let's have some parameters and some guidelines, and I
Yes.
don't need you know, details. My son used to try, if we were in the car together and he was driving his vehicle, he
Hmm.
would try and like make me panic with the most raunchy songs that he could find.
Of course.
And I mean, they were real raunchy,
There's some
but
raunchy ones. Yeah, there's some
yeah.
bad music out there.
But I just
Um,
laugh like, okay, you're trying to see, like, test my buttons.
oh yeah, that's what kids do. I tested my parents' buttons to this day. I mean, my mom's gonna be close to 80. I still push her buttons. This is what I do. I'm good at it. And so,
I mean, because you know what they are. You
yes,
know what the buttons are.
I always made a joke. I'm getting close to time on here about why I can't swim today. Because my sister always told me, "Did you know mom was on birth control, and that's why you weren't supposed to be here?" It's like, thanks, sis, for being a jerk, but whatever. I made the
Yeah.
joke. It's like, hey, mom, you know why I can't swim today? And my mom's very conservative in a way. It's because all the sperm that I had to use to get here, that's why I can't swim today. She goes, that is not funny. She got it right in my
Yeah.
face. It's a joke. It's funny. And she
Funny,
did
Mom. It's
not.
funny.
She did not think it was funny, but
Yeah.
it's what kids do. Kids love to do that.
That's what they do. My son, he would also, thank God he wouldn't say this. He worked at a hotel
Hmm.
for a little while and he did all the jobs. So he did some housekeeping,
Oh boy.
which I think was good for his soul and his character. But we were asking him one day, well, do you clean this? Do they clean that? Yeah. And I've worked in hotels, but I didn't really do housekeeping.
Hmm.
And so I said, well, what if there's two beds and one bed's like a little rumpled on top, but
Hmm.
not slept in, but it's a little messy. Would you strip it and wash the sheets? And he said, no, they would just smooth it out.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
Cuts up. And I said, well, what if like someone had sex in the bed? Like
Yeah.
you don't know. And he's very deadpan. He's a real quiet kid, and he just looked at me and he let about 5 seconds pass by,
Hmm.
and then he said, "That's some pretty boring sex." And I just, what do you say to that?
You can't. I mean, it's accurate. I mean, it's pretty, done tame
Yeah,
sheets here. Like, what was going on here?
yeah,
Uh, but
yeah.
you
So
know, the deadpan delivery is always good with that, but
yeah,
kids are wonderful. Life is good.
yeah.
And Cal, it's been wonderful having you on today.
Been great to
And,
be here.
and hang in there with the world we live in and celebrate your birthday regardless when it comes up. So happy early birthday
Thank you.
and celebrate away.
Thanks. Take care.